up? It's Edge Martinez, and you checking out my girl Mel.
Hey,
it's The Session.
That's what's up.
You know what
Angie
it is.
Mark.
Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
It's The Session with Mel.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Times.
Live straight classic.
Classic.
I think that we should start with this session. But before we begin, let me ask you a few questions. Have you?
All right, everybody, welcome to the Session interview series. I'm here for a very special moment for myself and for my guests and for the people that are in the building. This is definitely a full circle moment. So I'd like to thank a couple people that are here with us today right now. First of all, my manager, Melissa. Second of all, Marcus McCoy, who definitely made this all happen from the beginning. And of course, Hala from Miscreants Productions on the camera work. Thank you guys all so very much for being here.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I want to introduce my very special guest, the multi-talented artist Kairo Lavoe. Welcome to the Session. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
The steez keeps killing the mic. Please forgive me. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Action packed, acid stamp, hashtag celery stick, lit exactly when I ask.
You already know,
Figured out like a one-night stand to get down with you, but no loving it, so I kicked them out. No real friends, but a book of faces that like to browse. Status change.
Let's get it started. Your birthday just passed, so I just wanted to say happy belated.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
If you don't mind me asking, how old did you turn?
28.
28, cool. So
Yeah.
do you feel that that's like older age for what's going on right now? Like, do you think this is a young man's game in hip hop? Because a lot of people say that. So
I mean, I don't feel old, so I don't think it applies. I mean, look at some people like, Hove.
Yeah, of course. He's still dropping bombs.
They all was
everybody.
old already when they blew up.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. But it's just, I say that because like the youth and like the new rap scene that's coming out right now, of course, with all Lils and things that are happening and just the different frequency of the music and everything, like, do you feel that you fit in, or is it like something that you can participate in? Because your music doesn't indicate that at all, like any of that style.
I mean, I make music like how I'm feeling at the moment. So like,
Cool.
if it's something that fits with like what's contemporary, what's hot now, like cool. But if it doesn't,
For sure.
whatever.
How do you feel about labels? Would you ever sign to a label? Like, have you ever considered something like that?
If that check right, yeah.
Because I feel that you have a lot of creative control with what you do, as far as you're very like in-house. You do as like writing, producing, engineering. So like I feel like you have a lot to offer to the table. So it kind of gives you leverage in a sense, like Nipsey Hussle, for example, who recently did that. So I just wanted to know how your feelings were, because do you feel that they would impose like with your creativeness or with your art or anything like that? Or you, like you said, that if the check's right, you're there, you're with it?
I mean, it depends. Like, obviously I say that off rip, like, if that check right, I'm about it.
Yeah.
But like, if I fuck with the whole vibe and the culture of whatever like label is approaching me for, it could be for an album or for like, I don't know about 360 because I like the idea of owning everything.
Exactly,
but
you gotta be smart. Of
yeah,
course.
I don't like, it's my property, so like you're not gonna take that from me.
Or the other option would kind of be to be independent, but with distribution. Have you ever thought about something
that?
Because that's kind of more ownership, I guess, in the sense, and then you can figure out your masters and everything like that. Because that's what's gonna give you longevity and money in the long run. So people aren't so smart about their business sometimes.
As long as you make dope shit, I feel like you have longevity. like
I
mean, your bag will be straight.
Yeah.
Your bag will be straight for sure if you think about it like that. But like,
What are you trying to gain from the music industry? Like, what are your intentions with your music? What do you want out of it?
To take care of my family and friends, to be honest with you. That's like the main thing. Shout out my nigga Holly.
Yeah, of course, all the people in this building.
Yeah, that, and to travel the world too, to network with people. But like, for the most part, I'm just trying to take care of my family, doing what I love.
And of course, you're passionate about music. Like, this is something that you wanted to do since you were younger.
I mean, I started putting out music like later on in like my life, not like as a kid, but I always like wrote rhymes and shit.
Right.
But like, I didn't think of taking it seriously until like I hit like 19, 18.
You mean like actually recording the music and like putting it out and stuff?
I mean, I recorded it before. Me and my cousin, we used to like on a compact Presario computer.
Yeah, the old school.
The shit came out with like different colors and shit, So like we used to record off that on audio recorder and then like play through Winamp or some shit.
Yeah, I remember that. Old school. Wow, that's so old school right there.
Yeah.
And I meant to ask you, where did you get Kairo from? Like Kairo Lavoe, because your first name is Christian from what I know. So is that like paying homage to Hector?
Damn, threw my government name out there.
What's up?
Oh, damn. All right.
So I just want to know because I have no correlations.
Damn.
So I just wanted to know, like, what was the inspiration behind that? Like, where did you draw that from?
To be honest with you, I like Lavoe. Well, I mean, I've listened to Hector Lavoe since I was a kid. My parents put me onto it. Like, my family, we all still listen to it. But, like, I just like the name. I wasn't really into him when I just like the name, like
it just
Lavoe.
Sounded right.
Yeah, I was like, just gas,
raw,
you know that. And even when I was a jit, like I wouldn't know what the fuck he was talking about until like
of course, till you finally understood.
You know, it's
Spanish
like Jay-Z. Like when I was like 18, I couldn't really understand what the fuck he was talking about. But as I got older, I'm like,
I literally say that. At first, he wasn't one of my top 5, but now as I'm older, I think he's taught me so much more in my older age. Like, and I appreciate him more. And now he's really like,
he's a grown ass.
He's the greatest rap. Like, if you want me to be honest, like Jay's the man. Like, he has his own business. He has his music right. He's married to the greatest woman alive, basically. So, appreciate Jay even in his old age. But speaking of your family, I know that you're half Puerto Rican and Colombian. That's correct. So that you just mentioned your family like played a lot of the music and stuff growing up. So was that a big influence in your art, like in your creation process? Because I hear it in the music a lot, so I wanted to ask you about that.
No, for sure. Like, I mean, you can hear it in like
I
my
heard
music.
in the production, like the actual
music production for sure. Like the more I'm producing, the more I'm like, you know, I'm learning about like old records, and you know what I'm saying. Cool. So like but I've always like taken creative direction with every project I do. Like, you know, when I first did a project with A&T, like shout out to my nigga A&T. Yes. Like I came up to him with the idea like, yo, I want to sample this in this order, like, you know, this fashion, and then just like take it from there. So like I feel like I've always been a producer at heart, but that's why I'm diving more into it, like producing.
So in one of your tracks, I'm gonna get more into the projects later, but I did want to bring this up to ask you about this. This is family related. In Spike's Revenge, you do mention that your padrino got shot. So was that like, how did that affect you, like growing up? Like was it like traumatic? Or
I knew that like, I mean, he passed away when I was like 4, so like I was still too young to even realize like he died. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, I saw what it did to like my family. You know, like I remember that day vividly. Yeah. You know, when my dad got the phone call and shit. You know, so like that's always gonna be like. And then as I got older, I realized the situation that led to his death. So like
you understood
and because I've been around some of that. You know, so like my whole life. You know, I've seen that and shit like that. But like as I got older, I was more around it, near, and then like I understood what happened, and it was just like that's how it affected me more when I got older.
And you did say that, you said you didn't want to go down that path either, so it kind of made you like make a left turn or like avoid it kind of.
I've swerved the road a few times. I've swerved.
I feel that, but good for you. You know, you learned the lesson that came out of that. So
yeah, for sure.
But may he rest in peace. You know. And do you have any siblings? Like
I got 2 older sisters.
Older sisters. Wow. Did they teach you a lot about being a man and growing up?
Yeah, they told me how to not be a trash ass nigga.
Hopefully you're figuring that out.
Shout out to my queens.
That's amazing, yo. And in that influence that the Hispanics, you know, the Hispanic roots that you have in your music, do you think that sound is what separates you from many others? Because when I first dived into your music, I don't know what to expect, honestly. Obviously, Marcus has spoken to me about it, but when I finally heard it, I was more impressed and surprised, and I was like, wow, this is actually amazing. So do you think that separates, like that little hint of us being Latinos, like does that separate us from the music that we keep hearing? Is this like a lot of trap heavy stuff? And like,
I feel like, I mean, trap is part of Latin culture because, you know what I mean? Like, now you got Latin trap, you know?
Absolutely. It's
but it's always, that shit's been around.
It's like reggaeton. Like,
you know, like, to me, like, that's what, I mean, I was around hearing that. I mean, we grew up in Miami, so, like, you know, we've always heard that shit. So, like, for me, like, I feel like in hip-hop, you know, with respect to, like, Pun and, you know, like, Cuban Link and a bunch of, like, Latino rappers, I don't feel like that there's that many, you know what I mean?
That's what
I fuck with Bodega Bams. Shout out to Bodega Bams.
Yeah, for sure, me too.
Yeah, so, like, you know, like, when I heard his shit, I was like, damn, like, I see that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like nice, and he's from New York, so it's like that classic hip-hop
yeah.
I like
so,
him a lot.
So to me, I feel like it's important, and it's what I love to like to me, I don't hear that in rap, so like
that's why I think it's important to talk about it, you know, even here on the session, because me myself, I'm Latina, you know, you're Latino, so I feel like we need to make our imprint too and show love back to the culture that gives so much to us. So, and I think like again, like you can bring so much flavor to it with the new sounds and shit that you're bringing. I love that so much. And how have your parents actually heard your music before? Like, have you ever shared that with them?
Yeah, I know my dad has for sure, but my family has for sure. My mom, yeah, I think she has, but
How was their reaction? Like, were they impressed? Were they surprised?
yeah, she was impressed. She was like, oh, I mean, but I'm like, you know, I'm like a mama's boy, yo. So like,
Do they
she's
speak
gonna
English?
like whatever the fuck I make.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yo, she's gonna love whatever the fuck
That
I
is
do.
so
you know?
sweet, though.
You know, yeah. Shout out to my queen, yo.
Yeah, for sure.
She'll give a fuck.
Do they speak English? Like, did they understand?
Oh, my
what
mom's
some
from
of this-
Brooklyn. My
oh,
mom,
for sure.
Yeah,
Nice.
she a thug.
so
mom's a
so
thug.
that was leading up to my next question. Were they supportive when you chose this like as your career path? Because a lot of Hispanic parents don't support something like music.
They support it more than when I was skateboarding. That's for sure.
I was gonna ask you about that too.
Yeah,
So that
they
was one of your
support-
passions too that you were trying to pursue.
Yeah, but like for like with my music, yeah, they support it.
That's amazing.
They always show.
Good
Yeah,
for
hell
you,
yeah.
yo. It's
I mean,
hard-
like my dad, like he'll see me with a new tattoo, he'll be like, you know,
Yeah.
or like when I got gauges, he was like, what the
Yeah.
what is that? But like, whatever.
The music
you know?
thing they support. That's good though.
Yeah,
At least
the
you have a
main
good
thing is
support
the
system.
music.
Yeah, because at the end it's for them. Like you said, you're doing it for your family. And what are you more passionate about? Would you say rapping or producing? Because you know, like you said, you dabble in both. I know that you went to the school too. I believe for engineering. So like, what is your driving force? Like, what are you more passionate about right now?
That's a good question because the more I produce, the more I fall in love with it. You know, to me, it's like
Yeah.
I like the idea of still making the banger,
Yeah.
but being behind the scenes, like
they're
not
very-
no face. You know
Both
what I'm
of
saying?
them are
Like,
strong suits. I think you do well in both, you know, roles. But man, I hear the production sometimes, even in the beats and stuff that you like preview on IG or whatever, and I hear it and I'm like, damn, this just sounds so good. Like, so I understand where you're
That's
coming
what's up,
from.
man. Thank you.
Of course, anytime. But what do you prefer? Like, what's more fun for you? You think the producing at this point, at least, like you mentioned?
nah, rapping.
Right?
Rapping is always gonna be more fun.
You're like on a
like
seesaw with that
because
shit.
like I hadn't performed in a while, and then I performed at the
Drift.
Jiggy Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that too. That show was it was tight. It was a whole different environment. But like the Jiggy Fest, like I hadn't performed.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Jiggy man. I hadn't performed for like a while. So like I felt good to be
That
back on the
energy,
stage.
yeah,
You know what
of
I'm saying?
course.
And I like making the people move and people just like, oh.
That's
shit.
what MC
Like, what
means.
the
Move the
fuck?
crowd. You already know. So
Yeah. So like
that's
to
what's
me,
up.
rapping is probably the funnest. I like just making songs, whether if it's I'm producing it and rapping on it, or just rapping on it, or
Yeah,
just
anything
producing
gets
it.
you moving. and-
Making
yeah,
songs
you
is
love
like
it.
what I like to do.
And what do you think is gonna get you more like longevity in the game at the end?
Getting that bag right.
Yeah, just anything, right?
Like
Either way.
I mean, just seizing every opportunity I can. Not any
love that.
opportunity.
Yeah.
You know.
The good ones, right? the ones that are
worth it. Yeah.
Absolutely. How did you feel when you first like made your first beat ever? Like how was that feeling for you? How did you figure it out? Like how did you navigate?
I had help.
Did you teach yourself or like how was that?
Nah. I got taught by A&T taught me and
For
Jay
sure,
Lucas.
okay.
Between them two, they like kind of like led me in this direction. Then Jay will say something. You know, it'll just like I found my own like little pocket. I still gotta get better though. You know, I get feedback
Of
from them. And
course,
shit,
well, that's
you know
how
what
you
I'm
get
saying?
better in anything. Absolutely. So
and
that's
Jay
important.
snaps.
Yeah.
Jay snaps.
How did you feel like, okay, when you made your first good beat, like how was that feeling? Because I'm sure you made a bunch of beats that were like pretty trash in the beginning and then like
garbage?
Yeah. So how was that feeling when you first found that one that like, damn, this feels right? Like how was that for you?
It was like when I made my first song and I heard it back the first time and it was just like,
just felt right.
yo, Loquito, this shit is good.
It's a banger.
You know what I mean? Like, but like sometimes I hear it back like after like I go to sleep and I wake up in the morning. I'm like, damn, nah, God, it could be better. You know?
Yeah, of course. We're always our hardest critic, you know, on ourselves.
The worst.
So. Do you remember getting your first beat placement? Like, how was that feeling?
Like the first beat, like
that you sold or like gave to somebody. Like, how was that?
yeah. The first beat was I think I gave it to Holla.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. The first beat I ever made.
Feel free to contribute if you remember.
The first beat I ever made, I gave it to A&T, but then I ended up rapping on it, and it came out on my project. But like,
do you remember what song it was?
1 in the morning.
Oh, I think I heard that today.
Yeah, from the Kids Gone Bananas EP.
That was an old one. I heard that today.
Yeah.
How do you like create a balance between both crafts, between the producing side and the rap side? Like, do you separate them, or do you just try to like put in the same amount of hours for both crafts, or how does that work for you?
What's helped me out is the fact that I can give beats to my friends and produce for my friends. So like, whenever I'm not feeling like I can write something, like I just make a beat and one of them want to jump on it.
Yeah,
they jump on it.
It's all like a collaborative effort.
Or if I make a beat, if I can't think of something to write, like I'll make a new beat and then like if I could write to it, cool. If I can, I'll throw it to somebody. You know what I mean?
So
like because I'm still fairly new to producing, so I still want.
How long would you say have you been producing? A couple months, a year?
Couple months.
Wow. I really can't tell, to be honest. I think it sounds
yeah,
great
like I've made
the
beats in the past, but I wasn't really doing it every day. It was
yeah,
just
you weren't
like
serious about it.
Yeah,
it was just fun.
So like I don't count that time. But I mean, I know what I'm like dealing with. You know, it wasn't like I didn't know shit about producing. You know,
yeah,
I didn't want to say shit loud as fuck
advice
until
from
I'm
your friends and shit.
That's why I backed up.
You're so funny. Do you think that one comes more natural than the other, like as far as the rapping or the beat?
Nah, cause sometimes like I'll hear a beat and I'll just like the other day I hadn't written for a studio session and I wrote 2 verses like on my lunch break and I was like it just poured because you know you hear a beat and then you just rap, you know, or you just write or whatever.
I was gonna ask you, like, how is that writing process for you, or even like finding beats, for example? Let's start there. Are you more like digging in the crates, like DITC status, or do you like? Because I hear a lot of samples in your songs and they sound like movies to me. So I don't know if it's more like, is it things that you're watching or you're actually digging for the samples, like how people used to do it with the vinyl and shit?
A lot of times it's shit that I'm watching. Even music that I stumble upon, you know, like I look for a certain like vibe, you know, like just a certain like, if like, cause I listen to a lot of like drum and bass and like I'll listen to salsa one day and then you know, like I'll just dabble in a bunch of different things to just find that vibe and then take that piece from it and then like flip it or like add my own like, you know, percussion or you know, whatever, you know. I try to throw in Latin flavor on each beat.
I
like,
love it.
I'll throw some like bongos or timbales or some shit, you know.
It's
like,
super on point. I love that.
Yeah.
How do you feel like as far as making beats for other people? Like, does that zone differ from you, or like how you just mentioned? Because you just throw it to your friends, I guess, right?
I mean,
it's easy for you. Like, you just
like I'll just make a beat and if they fuck with it, they jump on it, you know. But like I haven't like sat down with. Well, I've sat down with Marcus McCoy. He's in the room, my team. But like, you know, sometimes like if they give me a sample, I'll do it. But like,
that's what I was gonna ask. Like, as far as your producing process is more like, do you sit with the person in the studio and kind of build on their vision, what they're looking for, or is it kind of like you just make something, send it out, and like who you think is
only
fitting
with
for
my
the
team?
song?
Only with my team, I do that.
Gotcha.
Like, cause I mean, a lot of people link up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's just energy in the room and shit.
Yeah, so like, if we're catching that vibe, it's like, all right, cool. Let's just work. You know?
So we're gonna get a little bit into the music. First project that I discovered or went through was Fuego, Chris, which is the mixtape, I believe.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's not like a mixtape back in the day. Like a Lil Wayne mixtape had beats from other people. You know, so that's a mixtape to me. You know?
Yeah, I feel.
So it's a short album.
Okay, short album. I feel
pretty
that.
much.
So this one, for example, it has a sample in the beginning. As far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster. That sounds like it's a movie, right? Or where is that from?
Goodfellas.
Okay, you see, I don't know
the
that.
Best opening line
classic
I've ever heard in my life.
I already see. So there's a line that you also say, "Got no time to be stopping, baby, skipping meals just to clock in lately." Is that something? Because for many creatives, even myself, I notice the time and make shit, I haven't eaten in a couple hours. Like, whoa. So is that something you go through often?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'll be forgetting to like to eat. That's why I'm always hungry.
Yeah.
And that's why I always eat.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, that's what that's relating to.
There's I've noticed too, besides like the Latin flavor, a lot of the beats sound like very spacey to me. Is that something you do on purpose? Like,
yeah, well,
like I don't know if it's maybe from influence, or is it like Kid Cudi? You know how he sounds like very spacious.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I feel like
he's definitely an influence.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's definitely an influence.
I hear that.
So if that's, I mean, I didn't really notice that. Like I know on Spaceship 86, I mean it says Spaceship.
Well, that one, but I mean it even throughout both projects that I'm gonna go through. I hear a lot of like, it reminds me if I'm in space. I promise you. So I noticed that. I wanted to ask you because I thought of Cudi. He was the first one that came to mind that I thought he was an influence.
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure.
And that song Lazy,
Big Bro.
That was Lazy I'm talking about. The flow picks up in the second verse, but then some of my favorite lines is when you say, "You know I need those chips, no Frito-Lay today, not a minute late, always rep and keep it dayed." I love that. And then the last line, "Give him hell for heaven's sake." That's probably my favorite bar on that one. And also when you said get caught up in the matrix when they vibe out to my playlist, I love that. I feel like I provide that for people as well, so I related to that. I appreciated you saying that. The bridge is super dope too, and you say live like a sinner, blessed like a prophet, fuck with the pros, you roll like a novice, she on her knees, I keep it symbolic. I love that. Super
Don't you go
nice
crossing.
Super nice flow you had going on there. Then another track on there that I really enjoyed, Shit Is Evil. What was the inspiration behind that song?
Just like, you know, like just like the state of everything that was going on at the time and what I was like dealing with at the time. I was like, damn, it's just crazy. Like shit that I would
bad
like,
shit?
Yeah, like I mean just shit like shit, even good shit, like shit is crazy, you know what I mean? Like, but like at the same time, it was more like negative shit that I was around at the time. So like that's what I was like, you know, I would see situations happen, unfold in front of me, or I'll just read some shit online, like on Twitter. You know, Twitter.
It's crazy.
You cannot hide from Twitter. Twitter will roast you,
we
bro.
all be wilding on that shit.
Twitter will find you. Nobody's safe on Twitter. So like I would see shit like happen to people on Twitter, and I'll be like, damn, shit is evil, bro. You know what I mean? Like, damn, bro. And then like shit that I would see in person. You know, I would see
everyday shit. Yeah.
Yeah, every night shit. More
I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite parts of this one, you had like a little bit of melody on this one too. Like you more sang it out.
Oh yeah, that part that was kind of like a shout out to my boy Stefano who passed away.
I meant to ask you about that because there's a line that you used to talk about drinking beers and that he killed somebody then offed himself, something like that. Was that a true story? I meant to ask you about that.
Yeah, that's a true story. That's a true story. Rest in peace, Stefano.
Rest in peace, man. And some of my favorite lines too, when you say cruising through with all my demons hanging out the window while they're screaming shit is evil. So I thought that was super dope. Like as far as painting a picture, you know, I literally felt like I saw those demons with
that's
you. That's
what like, you know, just some some crazy ass shit, like crazy ass niggas, like, you know, just hanging out a window, like, you know, and that's how, like, you know, sometimes like I'll be on I'll end up having one of those nights, bro. Like, you know, go get fucked up, and then, you know, this situation leads to that situation, and it's just like I felt like my demons were riding with me. You know what I'm saying? Like they had my back, but they were still there.
Yeah.
You know, so it was kind of like I didn't know how else to like paint that picture.
It was perfect. I think that was it was like short, sweet, to the point. And then this part, I think this is kind of like the singing part I mentioned. Like this part reminds me of Bone Thugs. I felt like is Bone Thugs one of your influences, like?
I definitely listen to Bone, like when I was younger.
Because you know that's one of my all-time favorite groups. And then this part when you're like, I wish that I could repent my sins, go back and start again. I'll have some of my friends I lost a lot. That's what you meant about Stefan.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I was talking about.
I know that I'll be straight. They watching over me because shit is evil nowadays. I love that part as well. And even in the ending, when you're like, now these haters mad at me because I'm caught up in a wave. That whole verse little part was super
Yo, I really appreciate all the research you did. that's pretty tight.
Yeah, man.
I fuck with
We're just getting started. So this one, the next song, Green, I saw this one live at Jiggy Fest. My man Marcus over here, he was your hype man that day. So
with respect to my dog A&T, Marcus is a great hype man.
He really,
because A&T's been my right hand man since
for every show.
Yeah, like every show I've rocked with him and them.
I'd love to see that. No, man, you guys are all a good conglomerate. I think it makes for a good energy and stuff. And in the song, you brought the gangster sample back. I love that. Basically, the song is just You Know They Green. And this, I meant to ask you where this sample is from because it says money be green, money feel like money. Where do I know that from? Where is that from?
The Wire.
It's The Wire, but isn't that in another track like that somebody's made in recent times? I feel like I've heard that before.
Probably.
But
I mean, it's The Wire.
I never saw that show, but it's a popular ass show, so I feel you.
Yeah, it was cause of Vic. Shout out to my MC Square. MC Square. But yeah, he put me onto The Wire. I haven't finished it, but like I saw that line, and I was just like,
it was perfect for that track.
Yeah, because I felt like there was something missing, and I was like, and it just so happened I was watching Actually, I was hearing the rough mix of the song while I was watching.
Oh shit! So you threw that shit in there, like, damn. That's the universe.
This was meant to happen,
That's
bro.
the universe.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
And
then
awesome.
I like the opening lines. It's kind of like storytelling. You say, "I see the green in his eyes. I see the green in the scams. He popping them Zan. He robbing his mans just to flex on the gram." Like that painting the picture of people that are green. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, fucked up ass, trash ass niggas.
Then when you said, "Cause I ain't no teacher, I ain't no preacher, but if you cross me, I'll shoot him a message and watch how the maker go meet you." That line was like killer for me. That was super dope. Then it goes into the super fast flow when you say, "So you turn to the homie, he ain't no jabroni. You thought he was solid, you dumb as a rock." That is so real. Whatever you thinking, just know it don't matter.
Hey, when your album coming out? We about to switch this interview over.
Yo, then the next line, whatever you thinking, just know it don't matter. Karma's a bitch and your ass getting fatter. She letting you hit and then dip, and she always come back after. That is the realest shit in life. Like, of course, karma all day. And then just the ending, I love that they used a bunch of colors. That you said Pink Floyd in my cup, purple haze in my blunt, white girl to my right, cream is all we count up, green is all we love till the blue and red come up, blackout for that cut. Like you went through every single color and ended saying you know they green. I love that. So that was a good
Thank you. I appreciate that.
wrap up on that one. So Solo Cup, another spacey beat. You see what I mean? There's a bunch
that
of them.
one. Yeah, for sure.
It's very smooth though. I love that one too. And then when you say smoking some fire shit right here, man, that's like a super dope opening. I love that as an intro. And I got really more Bone Thugs vibes on this song, like completely. When you say now I'm just gone up off this bud, hype up all these drugs, confidence in motherfucker, all that stuff that you said on that line was super dope. The bridge right into the city,
there were definitely
man.
an influence on that.
Yeah,
like, yeah, for sure.
I picked it up.
I fuck with Bone, man. I mean, like, that's all I heard. Especially, like, I grew up in Fontainebleau and Sweetwater. So,
Yes.
like,
It's my hood, too.
Like, yeah, you know.
I went
so,
to
like,
Sweetwater Elementary.
everybody, oh, okay.
I did.
Everybody around there was listening to Bone Thugs. Like, for sure. Like, that's where I heard it the most.
My
Like, in
brother, hell
that
yeah.
time, middle school, middle
Yes.
school time, it was Bone Thugs.
All day,
And
yo.
3-6, though. I was
Me
also
too.
listening to 3-6.
Yeah, a lot of my homies in Pablo were
Yeah,
listening
you know,
to that
Mystic
shit. So that's what I was
Styles,
doing.
all that shit. Like,
I love the line where you say "Same Chico from the Dade County, I be pouring up right." I love that you say Chico because that's super Miami. So from the beginning, there's a bunch of tracks
Miami's
you say
fuck.
Chico. That reminds me of Pitbull straight when he started coming out. Chico from the
shout out to
305.
Pitbull.
Yo, one of
He's
the
the
legends
fucking
from
man.
Miami. Hell yeah. Solo Cup with that Jameson is just another night. I've been working hard. They look at me and see I'm a star. I listen to my songs. I hear the bars because I zoned out. I made the sauce. So that was just like whoop, right on top. Beautiful.
Sauce. Sauce. Thank you.
No,
Thank you very
you're
much.
welcome. So, and as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. So I like that close and the beat rides out to fade
Yeah,
out.
in the Fuego Chris tape, that was like the theme. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the tag of that tape. You know, to me, like, some of my like I love hearing reoccurring things
yeah,
that
so
connect.
dope. And
you
even
know?
in the cover art, honestly, like you have the elementary photo.
EWS still.
Yeah, and you
Gang.
got I think it's the bullet, and like, you know, there's a couple like just nice imagery, you know, even from the cover. So I think that was super dope. And just again to wrap up, and we're gonna jump into my favorite project personally, which is Tranquilo.
That's a lot of people's favorite. Like,
So,
I
hands
think that was
down.
like the best idea.
It was
I
well
ever had.
crafted. It was well done, honestly. Is there any reason that like the cover on that one, you just did that one just for fun? Because the cover on Fuego Chris kind of had a theme, but this one was just
Yeah,
you.
this one was just like,
Okay,
you know.
cool. This
But
one-
I wish I would have done one like better. But like, whatever, it's out. I mean, the
music is what matters,
Yeah,
that's what I
like it
was gonna
speaks
say,
for
okay,
itself.
for
But like
sure.
some dope ass artwork would have been. I mean, it's still tight.
It's about 8 tracks, about 30 minutes. Some of the producers you mentioned to me were Jay Lucas, yourself, Tranquilo Boy, your alias, A&T, and Young Cortex. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. I got his contact through like SoundCloud and shit. I was on a
Nice.
tip, like I was just going like through SoundCloud, like, yo, you find so many producers. Shout out to all the producers out there. Like, yo, like, gas. So like Vibe Up, I got it off SoundCloud.
Very dope.
Yeah, but I actually hit up. I don't be doing that shit like niggas steal beats. Like, I don't do that shit. I hit you up. I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
what's
do
good?
it the
You
correct
know?
way. Get
Yeah,
the business
you know?
right.
Yeah,
For
so
sure. You must know how that feels if people do it to you on the other end. So
I mean, at this
Karma.
point, like,
at the end of the day,
just cut me a check. That's it.
Yeah.
But like,
Just be fair.
But like, you know, like if somebody big picks it up, you know, like I got something in the works that I don't know if I should say already. But like,
you don't have to.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's your
I'll
opportunity.
think about it.
If you want to announce anything at the end, this is your opportunity.
I mean,
so
it
you're
hasn't.
More than welcome.
Like, it happened, but I just gotta wait for that to
Don't
like,
worry.
you know, because it's not my music.
Okay, for sure.
You
Don't
know?
worry. So we're gonna kick
It's
off the
only my
project.
beat.
I'm gonna run through every track on this project, probably this one,
Alright.
because this is my favorite one. Spike's Revenge. Who's Spike and why the revenge? Like, why that title?
All right, I watch a lot of anime.
Okay.
Have you ever watched Cowboy Bebop?
No.
You should. It's gas.
Yeah.
But like, all right, so like, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't watched it, but like, you know. Yeah, for real. Yeah, and look, hey,
I ain't
if you
watching
want
it now,
you don't want
so-
any spoilers, skip like maybe 30 seconds. but yeah, he basically dies, and he dies over some bullshit, which I'm heated. but like, it's like if he got his revenge, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Okay.
it's like if he came back, I'm still hoping he
No,
does.
dope.
but
I mean,
that
it
nigga
means
dead.
something to you. So I thought maybe like you were Spike, so I didn't know, about that. I like this beat too because it has like an old school, like it kind of like muffles or filters in the beat. So I like that it gives like an old school 80s feel and just a nice kick in like from the beat in particular. It starts off
Shout
slow.
out to Jay.
Starts off slow, but even when you start with the getting the kitty while I got the Mary Jane, and then when you shout out people you've known since Ruben Dario, Hialeah, and Smoking Creepy behind the Thunder Wheels. All those 3 locations, like dropping those names, I feel like it's so Miami, and anybody who's from here should connect to that. Like I connected to that.
They might not know, like if they're from a different part
Ruben
of Miami.
Dario's
they
by
might
my
not-
house, so I kind of
Yeah,
know about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I mean,
like-
Hialeah, I never really grew up, but like you still, like those are places that mean shit to us. Thunder Wheels, like that was super popular when we were growing
Yeah,
up.
that's.
So
I think that.
I love that you
Was there
mentioned
any
that,
in
so-
any other place? I don't know. Super Wheels. They had that shit in other places.
whatever.
I went there like a few months ago.
No, I'm talking about like in another state. Like, is that another state's
Oh
thing?
shit, I don't even know.
Put that in the comments. What states do they have other Thunder Wheels? We trying to go out there. I'm trying to rock shows at Thunder Wheels.
This is the song that you said, growing up, my mama worked 40 hours in a week. That only gave me more time to promote 40 in the streets, pushing wood, skater. Used to want to be a pro, but I ain't have no health insurance. So that's kind of why you gave up. You realized that it wasn't really worth it. Is
Yeah,
that
I was
the
getting
reason?
fucked up skateboarding. I kept like getting injured, like,
Yeah.
And I was also running through like skateboards. Like I run through a deck like in 2 weeks, shoes 3 weeks. It was just like
it's too much.
Yeah, I was broke.
Your mama was kicking your ass like
yeah. She was like, yo, yeah, bro. That same voice too.
Yo, Colombian shit.
She's actually Puerto Rican though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I apologize. To
she was more like Chris. Her
From
scary Brooklyn voice. Brooklyn voice.
One of my other favorite parts on this, the Harry Potter bars, when you said I open Gryffindors and then I Slytherin. See, I'm a wizard, Harry. These Muggles don't want to win, so I'm guessing you're a big Harry Potter.
That's my favorite line from that bar.
Super dope.
We fuck around with Muggles, bro. We wizards out here.
One of my favorite personal lines is when you say that's borderline crazy, the best of both worlds. I'm motivated and I'm lazy, because I feel like that's me in a line. Like literally, I have so much shit on my plate, but I'm the laziest person that I like. So that's just it hit home for me. And then
we'd be smoking too much gas too, so like we ain't trying to move, bro.
Then the flow you catch even right after that, the perception through Gucci lenses, my whip and Benzes is what's intended, so stand corrected. That whole, and you know. That's the line actually when you say that, because that got the same shit that got my padrino shot up. That was the verse right there. And then you say they say you speak the truth when you're drunk, and this is proof. So were you faded at all, like recording this or writing it?
Writing it.
Okay.
So. I was pretty fucked up when I wrote that song. Hey, I'm not. I can't lie on that.
It says it in the music. That's what I appreciate about your music. I learned all of this just from hearing your music and taking notes. You know, because you were so. I meant to ask you, like, is it all truthful? Like, I don't want you to incriminate yourself, but, like, are all the things that you speak about truthful? Are there other people experiences that you kind of, like...
That's what I leave... I mean, well, I've been around all that.
Okay.
You know, so it's truthful.
Yeah, whether it's you or somebody else.
Yeah, you know, so, like kind of like how I see, like, a lot of rappers, like, they're reporting live, you know what I'm saying?
It's a beautiful way to say
they're reporting what they're seeing, what they're around, so, like, that's what I do.
For sure. And then obviously when you say the chorus, the ain't a damn thing changed, man. I love how you just like sung that out. I think it's very catchy to be able to sing along and shit like that. So dope song right there. Next one is Guaro. So you already know Colombia, hueputa.
Shit's fire.
The eerie beat to start. It actually sounds a little familiar, like the sample that you used and the beautiful instruments that come in right after. Do you know do I know that sample? Is it like a popular one?
Do you listen to Atmosphere?
Yes, that's exact. Damn, you hit it right on the nail on the head. Damn it. Thank you for answering that.
No doubt.
You whisper in the opening, you know, you might catch me smoking dope. You might catch me with your bitch. You might catch me with your homies. You don't know me, though. I like that you said that. Like, just because you see me doesn't mean you know me. So I appreciated you saying that. The beat changes, too, and it goes, like, super hard. The energy, the passion, everything's faster now, like, when you get started on the song. And it says, we just trying to get it. We just trying to get it. Book the studio, cooking with no kitchen. So you were just cooking up the fire in the studio.
Yeah, yo. But it's like that you know how the hook goes, like, you know, like it's very airy, you know what I'm saying, when it goes to the hook, but the verse is like,
that's exactly
it's like you just took a shot of Guaro, like it's like whoa, like that shit, bro. Every time I take a shot, like sin azúcar, you gotta get that shit without sugar, because that other shit is not mine. It's not me. But yeah,
that's
like,
exactly how taking a shot of that.
You know, or it's taking a shot of any alcohol. You know what I'm saying? But it was Guaro.
I never thought about it like that. That's a,
you know, so it just goes 0 to 100 real quick, and then like also you have that moment where like, say you're faded on some shit, and you just have that self-realization where like, yo, I'm pretty fucked up right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
so that was your approach, but you're numb
to like I was numb to whatever was going on.
Which is
like,
what you say, that I'm numb to the bullshit, man. You say that in the
yeah. So like that's pretty much what that.
But actually, right before you say that I'm numb to the bullshit, you say free my soul from the chains, pulling back, demon scratch, trying to eat my soul on my mama, dropping lava, never sweat and keep it cold. So high the knowledge got me seeing ghosts. That was some of my favorite lines on that one. Very dope. And then there you say the Chico line again, let a Chico get a shot of Guaro and a $sign. So that's just repping again for 305, you know, Colombia and all that shit. Yeah, bro,
just want to get a bag. Give me the bag and give me a shot.
And then
of Guaro.
So coming up next is my favorite song that we're actually going to play. It's called Que Pasa USA. This is my favorite song out of all of them. I run this shit back so many times. The title alone is a classic. So tell me you watched that shit growing up.
Of course.
Because that show is so fucking funny, I promise you. Like, that shit is...
My sisters, bro, I had to... You know how much, like, cartoons I missed? Because I had to watch Que Pasa USA with my sisters.
Why did you title that song that? Like, what was the reason?
Because it was also, like, you know... kind of like a reflective of the environment, you know what I'm saying, like what's going on. So
because
it's like,
the sample itself, I don't know if it's like Latin sample? Is it the Fugees? Like, I don't know what it is. The flute that comes in, I feel like it's so familiar with that one, yo. But I meant to, if you don't know, it's fine. But it's just like, it feels like something that we knew growing up. And I felt like incorporated so
I feel like it just feels like homey, you know, like it feels like, you know, because it has a Latin vibe to it. So like anything Latin vibing, like I feel like I'm with the
your
fam,
parents,
you know what I'm
you're
saying?
back
Yeah,
home,
you know what I mean?
growing up. That's the man. There's so many lines on this
and
song.
Que Pasa USA, like that, just that title, like it takes you back to the show.
That's exactly,
you know. But I'm not talking about the show. Like I'm talking about.
Okay, it was just like the environment, like you said. Just
like what's going on in the USA today, but like from a Miami kid's like point of view.
So your opening lines, I ain't got no filter, rock
No,
my heart on my sleeve, bitch. Yo, the beat drops immediately at the same time. I love that. Wavy, splashing waterfalls till she gets seasick. Looking in the mirror how my ex couldn't see this, but money never grew on trees, so the bitch is leaving. Simple bar, you know, bitches leaving. But I wanted to ask you, did you have, because you mentioned this actually a couple times, did you have like a bad breakup with a girlfriend? Because you say like you lost the love of your life.
I've had, yeah.
So I mean, but you,
shout out to you.
It's in the music. So I just, how did that affect you, or what experience did you learn?
Nah, it just I mean, like, look, like I'm not hung up on that, but I'm just like, it was just something that I felt at that moment.
It was
like
perfect,
I was like, damn,
though.
I slipped, you know. Like we all have, like I feel like everybody got like that one person that
of
like,
course,
is like,
yeah.
damn. Slipped.
And it just like the story too. It just fit perfectly, that line.
Yeah. So like,
I heard you say it in
about.
another song too, that you lost the love of your life. So I was like, damn, maybe he really like went through some shit during that time.
But then I say lost the love of my life. Now I'm loving my life.
Yes,
you know what I'm
so
saying?
it was. That's
and you
why
know, like when you
happen.
date people, you can get lost and like. Yeah. You know, you start thinking about them more and shit. Like, you know, you start losing your sense of like
self.
You know what you would do all the time and shit like that. So like that's pretty much like what I was saying about that.
You learned.
Yeah.
One of the next line right after that is when you say it's a new day, so of course I'm prone to seize it. Like I love that line because it's simple, but I feel like a lot of people wouldn't say prone to seize it. Like that word prone alone, I thought it was perfect and sophisticated. I felt like it felt right in that line. And then you say homies call me Kobe 24 no off season. Everybody loves
that's
Kobe.
That's fact
Kobe's
though. Like that was a nickname I had. So, like shout out to GWO, the Greens, my dogs from Fontainebleau. You know, they used to call me Kobe because like we used to play ball every day. And I was like mad dark when I was a kid. Like I was always outside, but I had a blowout, so like
you look like the old
school, old school Kobe. So they were like Kobe.
And then right after.
Yo, facts. Straight facts.
Only
no
in
cap.
my plug I trust. Guilty bias growing up and creeping through Miami. Date had no whip, so caught the bus. That's all. Like this song, like I promise you, line for line. I'm gonna play it now, so I don't even want to read all of this. I want the people to hear it for themselves. But I like that you said the finesse the transfer ticket. You caught the bus Flagler Max to the sesh. Like Flagler again. That's on more Miami, more things that we can relate to.
And that's a real thing. Like skaters did back in the day. We used to finesse transfer tickets. You get a transfer ticket and use it on a different route. And it wasn't for that. They would always tell you like, oh,
try you.
This ain't, whatever.
Just let it slide.
Finesse the transfer ticket, dog.
And then in this song, you also say the line, I took my ass back to school so I can boost up my pay. So that was a good learning experience for you.
And then it started coming out in pocket.
I wrote that down too, but so you're embracing the change, but that's all about our careers. We need to invest in ourselves. So that's something I'm guessing you learned.
It takes money to make money to, you know.
Absolutely.
You got to have a bag to get the bag.
It was a super sweet play on words there. So the motivational chorus, I think it's very catchy. If you ain't chasing it, then how you making it work? Staying alive and out of the dirt. Get it, get it. I feel like people can sing along and feel motivated for that part. And then you say something important. It says, if you ain't getting it, who gonna chill with you now? None of your dogs, not even your girl, which that leads into it was like a nice bridge into the subject matter of the next verse, where you say, as sad as it is, yeah, the money starts to dictate if you and all your cricks trade, if shorty got a slim waist. So basically everyone's only interested in your success, period.
That's not what I went for. What I went for, like, is I can see why like people would think that, but what I'm going for is like, yo, if you're not about nothing, like nobody wants to chill with nobody who's a nobody or not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not like trying to
better yourself,
like nobody wants to be around that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
At least I wouldn't want to be. Everyone around me is
working or doing something.
Yeah, bro. Like at least, a step at a time, however long it takes. That's why, like, another thing I don't care about, like the whole age, young man's game. Like, it's like, yo, you get your bag. Look at Currency. Like, Currency's a grown ass man, but he's still getting that bag.
Oh yeah, and it's his independent bag.
Yeah,
he's doing
like
that
it's
shit
not
on
like
his own grind, on
bro.
his mixtapes and all that shit. I love that about him.
Same thing with Nipsey. Like, these are grown ass men. Like, they're not talking that bullshit. Like, they're saying some real shit.
Yeah, Nipsey's album was.
Oh
tough,
gosh, yeah, victory lap.
Then the next lines when you say, but seems my words got pulled, that's gravitational, beat sensational, kush smoke, and hailing slow. I love that, what you said that right there. And when you said, I ain't the type to switch teams like LeBron James. They asked Kai to bring the heat, and I'm beyond. I had to do that just for Marcus. Man. The next line, y'all promoting that trash should be beyond shame. From co-signing Oscar the Grouch, beyond lame. I love that too, because a lot of that going on, a lot of yes men, a lot of trash music out there. Man. So I promise you, this whole song was just great. I grew up in a paradise because every day's a vacay. I laugh so much because people clown us for saying that about Miami. So I thought that was so funny that you said that.
I love the weather. Yo, you know what it is? You could like
do whatever
on a Tuesday.
No, like
on a Thursday, double cheat. Yo, you could go to the beach like any day. I mean, it might rain, because that's for sure. Like know, like
the
that
weather's
shit
getting
rains.
nice now. Now's the good time to go. And then some of the wrapping up lines, and then I'll play the song when you say, "I'm macking like Craig when amongst all these days." I love that. I love classic movie, classic reference right there. Amongst that word too. People don't really say that in rap, so I thought that was impressive. And then basically I'm crouching like a tiger cutting records. I'm a sensei when it comes to rapping, compete my game like a Hewlett Packard. Like stupid bars. So I'm actually gonna play the song now. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, because this is the standout track for me. Que Pasa USA from Kairo Lavoe off of his Tranquilo album. You can find it on iTunes.
Produced by J. Lucas.
All that bullshit. Go check it out. Support Miami flavor.
Yeah, I ain't got no filter. Rock my heart on my sleeve, bitch. Waving niggas splashing water falls that she get seasick. Looking in the mirror how my ex couldn't see this. But money never grew on trees, so them bitches leaving. It's a new day, so of course I'm prone to seize it. Homies call me Kobe 24, no off season. Only in my plug I trust. Guilty by us growing up and creeping through Miami-Dade. Had no whip, so caught the bus. Finesse the transfer ticket on my skating, niggas know what's up. Flag Max to the sesh, so we caught the 51. Now the shit done changed and all we want is some change. I'm believing in the lick and not the 401k. I took my ass back to school so I can boost up my pay. But now it's coming out of pocket, so I'm embracing the change. Crazy how so much drive can have your ass in the range. If you ain't moving, you out of gas and looking deranged. If you ain't chasing it, then how you making it work? Staying alive and out of the dirt. Get it, get it, get it. Get it, 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 get it. If you ain't getting it, then who gon' chill with you now? None of your dogs, not even your girl. Get it, 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 get it. As sad as it is, yeah, the money starts to dictate if you and all your click straight. If shorty got a slim waist, but seems my words got pulled, that's gravitational. Beats are sensational, kush smoke exhaling slow. I ain't the type to switch teams like LeBron James. They ask Kai to bring the heat and I'm beyond flames. Y'all promoting that trash should be beyond shame. For co-signing Oscar the Grouch, niggas beyond lame. I'm eating a medium rap and let me on steak. Soon as the next payday, then go collab with Mayday. I grew up in a paradise cause every day's a vacay. Things could be better, chop a wood like an AK. I'm acting like Craig when amongst all these days. I'm crouching like a tiger cutting records. I'm a sensei when it comes to rapping. Compute my game like a Hewlett Packard. Not talking about the app when they say I'm snapping. If you ain't chasing it, then how you making it work? Staying alive and out of the dirt. Get it, 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 get it. If you ain't getting it, then who gon' chill with you now? None of your dogs, not even your girl. Get it, 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 get it.
All right, so we're back on the session interview series. Thank you guys for tuning into that track. I hope you guys like it. Go check out that Tranquilo project. And we're going to continue on with the next upcoming track, which is Bandeja, another Colombian, representation. Was there any reason that you named it that, or are you just repping again?
Both.
Well, he kind of says we're giving you all that bandeja, so it's kind of like you're
like
giving
Latin
the people,
food for thought.
Okay, that's dope. Now I understand it a little better. The next song, one of my all-time favorites too on this project, was Out the Blue featuring Sleazy.
Oh, my dog Sleaze.
The title alone already refers to the hood, you guys' hood, Fountain Blue. So I fucks with that, Out the Blue. And then the beat is super nice to begin with, like the little flow that you tease to in the beginning and then just leads right into the song. That you say, smoking this Newport got me all woozy. I don't even know why I smoke these shits, but it calms me down from these mood swings. Do you ever plan on like quitting smoking? Is that something are you still smoking cigarettes or what's up?
Occasionally.
You're gonna kill yourself, man. You
Yeah.
Stay green, yo.
I smoke green too.
Can't remember the last time I had dinner. Gooking in this motel feels like a trap till I get fed up. So that's things that you go through, like just trapping all day, like working hard.
Well, I mean, it's just like
all day long. We forget to have
I
a
wouldn't
meal
say
and shit. Like, not trapping, but trapping in the sense that like you're working, for your goals and shit like that. This part is super relatable. I'm a backhand the next customer that talks down to me with an attitude. I ain't mad at you. I ain't got no patience with my managers hating. Everyday slaving. I'm shackled to the chain of events, tired from working up late on my rent again. So, then you mentioned right after, back to the pen and pad again, pressure my penmanship. The P words, all of that alliteration that you did was super dope on that line.
That's dope that you picked up on that.
Of course.
The alliterations and shit. I try to throw some shit in there.
You did that in another track too. I can't think of which
one. Legend.
Guado? Oh, Legend. Okay, there we go.
With Sleazy too.
I
always do alliterations with Sleazy.
Then you talk a little bit. I thought this part was interesting because it sounds to me like a little bit of the things that you aspire to do, like maybe your dreams. When you say, till I smoke a whole blunt in a condo, waking up with my model bitch, smoking a clip in the crib, I put my mama in. When is this drama going in? I'ma have me a kid. When this is out for my head, pour up a drink for the stress. So are those things that you want to accomplish, like being a father and things like that?
Yeah, like,
and
why
getting
not?
Your mama right.
Like I was just kind of like, picturing in the future, like, trying to paint a picture of what I sometimes
like what you saw your life to be kind of
at that point in time. Like maybe right now it might be a different thing. You know what I'm saying? People change, Jack.
Yeah, of course. You have different aspirations and shit. And then you say, but I'm going to be killing that shit. Let them blow in the wind. They're going to hear a little Chico flow going in. Fuck you very much. Don't come again. I love that part too. It's like,
facts.
Bitch.
Kick
and
rocks.
then the bridge. And that's just out the blue, coming out the blue. I love that. Simple, but like, and then of course the sample, man. This classic ass shit, the boom, boom, boom. Let me hear you say ayo. Like,
that's not a sample. That's I did that.
Oh, for real?
Like that was me saying that, but I said it in a similar way as to the old.
I wrote, you flipped the lyrics too. I'm gonna give this shit straight up, so it's like a play on the words of that first song. So man, that just brought me straight back to my childhood. Like that song in particular, like even the Thunder Wheels that we talked about, like all those stupid ass little things like that. Sleazy too, he surprised me a lot. I know this interview isn't about him, but his verse in particular.
That's my dog.
His voice is really soothing, and it was easy to listen. Like it was calming when I was hearing his voices.
He's
and he just
very,
ripped those verses.
He's
like he did really well.
Man, people sleep. He's nasty, bro, and he's nasty on the beats too. But his subject matter is like
that's what I related to the most. Like the way he flowed it, like 1993 to 2016. I done been through a lot. I done seen a lot of things. Like that whole. I mean, I was born in '92, but just so relatable. And then when he says a lot of rappers scared to say shit, claiming that they real, can display that shit. A lot of homies is dope as cocaine bags, but the radio don't play that shit. Like I love that he said all that because it's so true. Like people like yourselves, like Sleazy, like you, McCoy, Holla, like all you guys are so dope, and people aren't getting that shine. So I really, man. And then he spit super fast too. Like man, he killed that.
Yeah,
feature.
he be going off. Yeah,
he really did well. Then the next track I'm actually gonna play is gonna be Worry. It's more another spacey beat we have here, and the instruments that kicks in are super sexy. Like I love the beat on that one. And again, you have a thing for that, I think at least. And when you say higher, just want to get higher, that goes back to
the ending,
Kid Cudi Bone Thugs thing that we had going on. So when you say I'm just smoking out with my, it's an everyday thing, so the bullshit don't be worrying me. So worry me, I'm surfing these streets, burning third degree. That was super fire, so I like that. When you say, hey, let a motherfucker get crazy, man, gonna call my head, he ain't lazy, man, be the same since sixth grade, no change in, man. So somebody that you always call when you got a problem. I feel that, a homie from back in the day. This was one of my favorite lines, absolutely. After waking up and stressing, proceed to my session and rolling up my blessings, 1,001 deaths to every single one of my enemies. I love that. The beat kicks back in. You mentioned doing it for your family and doing it for your mama and all that shit. So it shows the connection you have with your family all throughout the music, honestly. And then when you say, man, I got my own devils that's cursing me, they ain't hurting me, won't worry me. So again, just continuing all through all those.
It's kind of like a self-reassurance, you know what I'm saying? Like
I like that.
That's what I was like I'm not gonna let that shit fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm only human, so like it's gonna fuck with me one day.
And then when you say, I'm not thinking it twice, I just kick it like Pele. Hit on my plug with the payday, I vibe like I vacate. I love that shit. Super dope. The chorus is dope as well. And when you say sometimes you gotta let it all go, all the stress and all your soul, inhaling all the smoke, tranquilo in that zone. So that was a nice little wrap up. I'm actually gonna play the track right now, the other track off of Tranquilo, I'm sorry, titled Worry, Kairo Lavoe. This is Mel Mel. This is a session interview.
Just wanna get higher. Just wanna get higher. And I'm smoking up with my niggas. It's an everyday thing, so the bullshit don't be worrying me. Don't be worrying me. I'm surfing these streets, burning 3rd degree. Hey, let a motherfucker get crazy, man. Gonna call my hitter, he ain't lazy, man. Been the same since the 6th grade, no changing. Just the people around me, keep real surrounded. We break up the ounces, roll up and rotate around me. Now tell a nigga how that sound, G. Juice and beat stay after waking and stressing. Proceed to my session and roll on my blessing. 1,001 deaths to every single one of my enemies. I do this thing for my family. For my family, I love my mama for having me. God bless my brothers who ride with me. They be dry with me, so you know they gonna be fly with me. Man, I got my own devils that cursing me. They ain't hurting me, won't worry me. Lost the love of my life, now I'm loving my life. I'm not thinking it twice, I just kick it like Pele and hit on my plug with the payday. I vibe like I bake it, cause nothing gon' worry me. All these people won't worry me. All of this drama won't worry me. All of that money won't worry me. All of this but not gon' worry me. All of this grinding won't worry me. All of these problems won't worry me. Cause none of that shit gonna worry me. All of these people won't worry me. All of this drama won't worry me. All of that money won't worry me. All of this but not gon' worry me. All of this grinding won't worry me. All of these problems won't worry me. Cause none of that shit gonna worry me. None of these people gon' worry me. All of this drama won't worry me. Undressing all of your soul, inhaling all of this smoke. Tranquilo in that zone. Sometimes you gotta let go. Undressing all of your soul, inhaling all of this smoke. Tranquilo in that zone.
Back.
Alright guys, so that was Worry from his Tranquilo project. And speaking of Tranquilo, we're going to go into the last track, which is titled Tranquilo. And just so you guys know, I did see this song live during Jiggy Fest. I remember that. The beat is a super dope opening and immediately gets super dark and like hard hitting, but I felt the anger and the passion you had on that one. And what I love about this song, just from the title, I love the juxtaposition you have because it's called Tranquilo, but you're going super hard on your verses.
Yeah. I was not tranquilo.
Yeah, at all. So I felt like that was a nice opposition you had going there. And you start screaming, like literally, a real chico, you can take the side zone. I'm tranquilo, papi with some patron. I love Patron, so I already know. On the D-Lo. And my favorite part is when he says, motherfucker, I'm lit! Because it reminds you of that gentleman sitting over there. Marcus.
Oh, yeah, Marcus.
Yes.
When we performed that, Marcus jumped up like 6 feet in the air behind me. I didn't see that shit.
In the air on his way down. Motherfucker, I'm lit. That was just like, yo, the perfect. And then you just scream again. And I just curb your bitch because I'm rolling with my fan. And I'm smoking on this clip. So I feel the energy on this track is crazy. Here you go again talking about Blue Dream and Guado. I'm assuming that this is like your favorite drink in Strand because you just mentioned it a lot.
I really like Guado. I really like Guado. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like drinking in general. Like I enjoy. It's choice. Not like I'm an alcoholic, but
I like tequila,
we drink enough to make it seem. It's not like that. We like to drink. You know, pull up. Pull me up one too.
That's right. We don't like to drink. We like to pull up.
Okay,
We like to
alright.
pull up.
Then you say, we just want to read the lick, middle finger to the 12, how they free my homie Vish. Is that somebody that's locked up still currently?
He's out now.
Hey.
My nigga's out
Good
now.
news, yo.
My
And
nigga's
then
out
I just like
now.
this line.
And he's
'cause-
living his best life. He is living his best life. Shout out to you, Vish.
Show.
My nigga.
And then you say, I just like this one. I like my women like my zips, OG, straight fire, smooth as fuck. When I hit any smoker, you know, already relates to that
Facts.
in general. Then this last, you know, line. Seen so many actors, so I had to flip the script. Keep those lames singled out like they twerking at the strip. So that was a nice imagery that you had going on there. Super important message. And the last important message on the song that was important to me is keep it real with yourself before anybody else, and that's how you stay legit. I think that goes back to
Facts,
what we
man.
talked
If
about.
you don't keep it real with
longevity and
yourself,
shit
you're
like
not.
that.
How can you keep it real with anybody else, bro? You
Yeah.
know?
So beautiful, nice little wrap up to the projects there. And as I mentioned, you know, we saw Tranquilo at the show. I want to talk about the show because that was my first experience, you know, watching you live.
Word.
You performed Green, Vibe Up, and Tranquilo. We didn't talk about Vibe Up. I haven't played it or anything, but that was another track that you've recently released. Of course, Green was crazy, and Tranquilo, as we mentioned, Marcus, you know, and his craziness as well.
Bunch of ignorance. It was amazing.
It was great though. I felt the energy.
No
you know,
cap.
the show was very on point. I felt like you gave it your all, and like I felt the lyrics, every single word that you rapped. So, how much do you love performing? Like, how important is that to you to get
just
that
as
down
much
packed?
as I, just as much. My bad for cutting you off.
No,
just, I just get like anxious to answer these questions.
It's good. It's good.
Nah, but I love it just as much as it comes to creating music.
I
Like,
think that people slack on that because like you're worried about your bars, you're worried about the music and stuff, but performing is so important too. A lot of people are rapping over their vocals, and I didn't get any of that from you. Like you literally were screaming your lungs out. Like you're gonna hear these words right now as I perform. So
I think I
really,
scream too much though. Nigga be loud
It's
on stage.
passionate, yo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think I gotta work on my mic technique.
But
Because I be hearing some of that. I'm like, damn, why am I so fucking loud? Fuck. The sound was definitely bad.
that day, yeah, a little bit. But
Shout out to Gummy
you
Bangs
worked through
though.
it,
He made it
though.
work. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what
So
I'm
it's-
saying?
I like that. You know, again, you recently performed at the Drift HQ event, so that was different. How did you make that connection? Like, how was that for you?
Bro,
it was
to
a
be
car
hon-
event, so for people that don't know.
It was crazy. Yeah, it's Drift HQ. They host this drifting event at Immokalee. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I didn't even know that place existed. But Immokalee, Florida, they have like this regional raceway. Oh, where? Damn.
Oh, okay, for sure. Okay, that's
But-
true. Damn.
But yeah, so like, my boy saw like I guess he follows them on Facebook or whatever,
Okay.
and he saw them promote this other rapper, and my boy was like, "Yo, like if you're gonna have him, you should have Kairo." And he
That's
tagged
super
me,
dope.
and then the guys we linked up on, you know, we talked on through the DM, and then
made it happen.
yeah.
And how was that? Like, I like that. You know, it's admirable that you're not afraid to like perform in different venues. Like, no matter the crowd, no matter like this HQ event was mad random, but like you
Yeah, it
still
was
showed
mad
up
random.
and you went and like.
But I mean, I've always liked drifting and shit. Like
Okay.
you know, like
So it's not
I've
like
always
too out of
liked-
your league.
No.
But
Like
the
I'm,
crowd is, I feel, is a different crowd.
Yeah, I mean they had another like other people performing, so like I'm pretty sure they're into it. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
sure.
And I kept hearing like, you know, like the new Tekashi and all that shit, like shit that bumps like out there and shit.
Okay,
So
that's interesting.
you know they're into hip hop and shit, but like and they actually show a lot of support. It was a different crowd. You know what I mean? Like
I think that's so nice.
yeah,
it's
like
really dope.
they were, you know, it's not like I'm performing at a show. I'm performing at a drifting event. So these people, you got people from all ages, grown ass
Yeah,
people
all
to young ass
types.
kids,
Yeah.
and they're like all like not expecting to see a rapper or, you know, to see shit like that. So they were just turning up, being supported.
That's awesome.
It's not like, you know, like in some shows you might have people just standing like that because
Yeah, man,
everybody's
boring.
a rapper in that bitch.
Yeah.
Everybody's a
Or
producer.
they
So
don't
it's
wanna
like,
be,
nah,
like,
but I'm
showing
with
love.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm with
whack.
my clique and shit. You know, like. Nah, it wasn't like that at all. They were
Very
showing
dope.
mad love. Yeah.
That's awesome. And from my understanding, you have performed in California. Is that correct?
Yeah, in San Diego.
How was that for you? Like performing in a completely other state. Like, do you have a lot of fans out? Like, was it?
I have a lot of people
unknown,
that like you know they fucked with me heavy. You know, all like the other artists, the other rappers. You know, like a bunch of them were. I wasn't the only one there from Miami. Rel was there too. Shout out to Rel.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, they show mad love, bro. It's different from Miami.
I was gonna say because Miami, we're like so silly about those things. Like you go to rap shows and nobody's vibing. Nobody
There's
has
too
their
much shit
hands
to
up.
do here. There's too much shit to do here. Like
I just feel like it's an
niggas
ego
be
thing,
like,
though.
oh, like yo, what's up, man? I'm performing tonight, and it's just be like, yo, word, damn, I was gonna go to this club. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a bottle. You know, the shorties be out there. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
There's so much to do here that, you know, to go to a show, like they rather spend like $200, put down a $200 bottle as opposed to paying $10 to go see the boy perform.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
whack.
So
It's whack shit. And speaking of your boys, you know, we talked about Marcus a little bit, but I wanted to bring up Justice Crew. I know you weren't officially a part of Justice Crew. however you've worked with them since, you know, many years
Day
ago.
one.
And you guys are working a lot now from Hala, you know, you, Drops, Marcus, everyone's, this has this energy, this creative energy around you guys that I'm witnessing. So how do you feel about that? Like, how does that make you feel? And what have you learned, you know, working together with all of them?
I mean, if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be like performing or putting out music, you know, because like before I started putting out music, like I would go, like I knew Hala from middle school, right? Like middle school. Yeah. Like that's when I met them, but like I didn't know they were like putting out music, and since I've always like dabbled a little bit, I was
just
like
writing and shit.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, you know, I would see their shows, and then this dude Frank or Darius, or I don't know what he goes by now, okay. but like he was like, yo, you know, I heard you used to rap, so like why don't you like let's record? Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. So shout out to him for that, because you know I wouldn't be doing this too, you know what I'm saying?
Very dope.
And the first show I did was with Justice Crew. Shit was crazy. Wow. Shit was lit. It was at a house party and shit. You know, Hala's known for the house parties. Hala's known for the house parties. Always turned up.
That's what's up.
But yeah, so like they taught me a lot of the ropes. Okay. You know, they introduced me to a lot of people. So, you know, the fact that like, you know, I've always been a solo artist, but like doing my own thing, but I've always been with, like, I've always rolled with them,
like collaborating and shit. I think it's beautiful, like the process, and I'm proud of you guys for doing all this work that, you know, I think. But there was a point where, like, you know, like not all of us were like working on shit. Yeah. So to see it all come back around again is like, it's fire. You know what I'm saying? It's full circle for you guys. Yeah, it's coming back full circle. You got Drops already. Like he's murking niggas all across the country, battle rapping. So I heard, yeah, man.
Yeah, like
congrats
he's
to him.
bodying niggas. Oh shit. But so like to see him come back into rapping.
Wasn't he doing a URL battle or something like that recently? I
don't know about you. Well, I'm not sure. I can't keep up because he's just awesome. Like, you know, he got another video like of on King of the Dot and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like,
nice, very impressive.
I can't keep up, but yeah, he's doing that. But to see him come back, like, you know, to like what he started doing, which was like the music. I mean, has he always been like since day one, right? Yeah. Oh, so yeah, so like, you know, so he's always been battling, but like, you know, the music aspect, I feel like, you know, it's dope that he's bringing it back. Yeah.
Again, I just want to say I'm proud of all of you guys. You know, all the work you're doing. Hala with the camera too. Shout out to Miss Korean Productions, all that good stuff. So I have some interesting questions. We're kind of wrapping up now. So what's the least song you've ever, like your least favorite song you've ever made, if you had one? That you thought was like trash, that you're like, why did I even make that shit?
There's a few. I've grown a lot.
At least you're honest.
You'll never hear it. Just put it that way. Just that way. You'll never hear it.
Okay, fine. What's your favorite song to perform?
Tranquilo.
It's that energy. I'm telling you. Regardless of the title.
That shit's gas. Like, you know what I'm saying? I say some wild shit. Yeah, it's for now. Like, there's other shit. There's other shit that's dropping. You know what I mean? But yeah, Tranquilo, hands down. Cause like that song is one song that everybody knows of me. You know, at least every time I do.
It's the title track. I mean.
Yeah. So. But not even like about the album, like just the song itself. Like people are like that's the song.
They gravitated to that one.
Yeah, they're like Tranquilo. Like people see me in the street, they'll be like, "Yo, Tranquilo," like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like it's like that's just what it stuck with me. You know, that's why I say like Tranquilo was the dopest thing I ever came up with. Cause like, well, so far, but like
true.
Cause it became like kind of like an ideology type of thing.
I like it. I feel like it's fitting too for Miami because like it reminds me literally of like palm tree, like just tranquilo, like tranquilidad, like just literally peace of mind, all that shit.
You know, like it's how I talk to like, you know, elder like Latino people. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, como estás, oh, tranquilo. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like that's just like regular it's universal. Yeah, you know, man. So I feel like
I enjoy that.
Yeah,
super dope. If there's one thing, you know, if you could pick one thing, what is the most memorable part of your journey that kind of helped you be where you're at? Like any bad moment, good moment, you know, failure, anything like that kind of made you who you are today?
Man, that's a hard question. What's made me the artist I am today? I'd say just like the people I keep around me and everything. Okay. Like, you know, everything that's like happened like so far in my life.
Right.
That, but as far as like how much better I've gotten, like, you know, like taking care of myself, like mixing, mastering, and like as a musician, I would say like going to SAE, like you know, actually, yeah. Okay. Actually seeking like education for it, you know, just to perfect my craft, to me, I think that was like the smartest thing I ever
I mean,
did.
that's kind of how I even felt when we all went to CSB. Like, I kind of always knew my passion and where I wanted to go.
Right,
but
right.
just learning about it and like getting the ropes of it, I feel that completely. So that's
yeah. So to me, that was like, shout out to SAE. Like.
So Kai, what kind of music do you like to hear on your downtime? Like, who are some of your favorite artists? Could be new or old. Like, what are some of your inspirations and shit like that?
I mean, I listen to a lot of different shit, but I mean, do you mean like who am I listening to now?
Yeah, for sure.
I've been bumping JPEG Mafia. I fuck with JPEG.
Okay.
I've been listening to Grupo Nietzsche.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I've been listening to
Old
Grupo Nietzsche
school.
and a lot of like drum and bass and jungle from like the 90s. Like,
so
old
you're not
shit.
hearing like too much rap.
I mean, I hear that
se.
all the time. I hear it all the
Okay.
time, but like I don't. That's not where my focus is at. Like I always like. All right, I've been bumping Young Thug on the Run.
Okay.
That shit was fire.
Really
so
dope.
like, but I mean that's automatic. Like I just
but you're just drawing inspiration from anywhere. Like
like I'm
different
drawing
shit.
inspiration from other shit, but like I hear that like all the time.
For sure. And what about some of your hobbies outside of music? You mentioned you love anime, so that's probably something you
I
do
watch
a lot
hell-
on your downtime.
Yeah, I watch
like,
hella anime.
What about skating? Do you still skate? Are you
I'm
into
getting back
sports?
into it.
Yeah, so are we. Back in here.
Are you
Nolly
balling
Hill
up with
shouting.
Marcus? You playing basketball and shit like that?
I haven't played ball. I
No?
want to play
Okay.
ball.
So, what about this is an interesting question for me. What was the last book you read?
I reread Fahrenheit 451.
No way. Are you listening to this, Mimi?
How long ago?
Yo, like I'm not gonna lie, like maybe
Yo,
like 4 months
We
ago.
read that in high school. That's fucking wild. That's a really good book.
Yeah, it
like
is.
the message, like as far as burning books and all that shit, I think that's kind of relevant to
Shout
now.
out my nigga Montag.
And
I haven't seen the movie.
actually, in correlation with my next question kind of goes with books and all that. So, like, how do you feel about social media? I think, like, as far as like algorithms and people paying for like fake followers or fake plays, shit like that. Like, I see that so much, and I think that's so whack to me, at least.
Yeah,
so
it's
how
mad
do you
corny.
feel about that?
Whoever buys followers, we can tell.
Yeah, I'm trying to say, yo.
Like, we can tell, bro.
God, man, it's so whack. Like, it's just like, I think being authentic will get you so much further. Like, you don't need to be fake.
I mean, it works
I
for
don't-
some people, to be honest with you. So I've seen some people like they get a big ass following after because people are like, oh, he got a following or like or she got a following or whatever. Yeah, he got 10K. Yo, this person with 10K just follow me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's whatever. Do what you do, but like, I rather have like, it's you can tell by the amount of engagement
Right.
opposed to like
The likes.
how
and
many
whatever.
followers you
Yeah.
got. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
wild.
You can buy comments too. I see y'all niggas. Yo, like dope content. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some weird shit. Great photo. Like it's just.
You tell them what to say. It's like, tell them that. Say that.
No, I don't know about it. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
fucking hilarious.
I don't know if it's like that, but like, you can tell when they got fake shit, bro. So
Yeah,
I'd rather
definitely.
keep my solid. I don't even
Supporters.
know how much I got.
Yo, they out
I'm at
there.
like 1K around there.
That's what's up.
At
You
least
start,
on
you gotta
every
start somewhere,
platform.
yo.
At least on every platform.
That's what's up.
So and they be talking to me. They let me know, yo, drop this. Shows is dope. So the interaction is there. You
That's
know.
super important. Building your fan base. Like,
Yeah, I
from-
think it's
you
more
gotta
important
interact.
to like keep building with your fans as opposed
That's what I was
to
gonna
like
ask you.
always
Do you
just
think
getting
it's like it's more important to do like promotion, or do you rather like speak to your fans as you're saying, kind of
Both.
like bond and connect in that sense?
both promo and talk to them.
Both important.
The most you can do, you gotta do.
For
You know
sure.
what I mean?
What are your goals like 5 years from now, for example, as far as your rapping, producing? Like, where do you see yourself? Are you trying to produce for like big artists, or like is that something on your
Hell
agenda
yeah.
and shit like that?
Hell
And
yeah.
as far as your
I
rapping,
see a lot of success with the people that I'm with,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of their success. Hella money, and
yeah.
just a good life, bro.
Yeah.
Just a good life doing what I love to do.
For sure. What type of legacy would you like to leave behind? Like, what do you want people to remember you by with your music and things like that?
Tranquilo.
The most tranquilo boy.
I love that. Just simple
You know,
answer. Tranquilo. Okay.
You know, to know who was the nigga who was saying that and who,
The
like,
real
you know,
shit.
just to leave a legacy, bro. Just to connect with mad people, let them know where I'm from and who I am, and that's it.
That's what I was
you
gonna
know,
say.
and who I'm with. You know,
Your music
because
tells it all,
I try to
so-
incorporate my friends, like whether they're in a video or whether like something.
Yeah, some way.
Whether I
somehow.
do shows with them, you know.
How about things like your mental health? Like, do you feel that you're okay in as far as that aspect? Like, we just lost Mac Miller, may he rest in peace. So that's a huge topic that I feel people are being more talkative about. So do you deal with anything like that, and how are you coping with
I mean,
shit like that?
Yeah, I think we all do to a certain extent, but like, yeah, I've dealt with it, because also like mixing that with like drug use and shit like that,
Right.
like that shit'll fuck you up, you know, and you end up feeling like you take drugs to like get out of it, or like try to like, you know, just
Escape.
numb that shit.
Yeah.
But then like it hits you like a freight train while you're on it, or like maybe after when you're like coming down or some
The
shit.
emotions and all
you
that
start
shit.
feeling, you know, yeah. So I've battled that a lot. So.
And
for-
how do you feel now? Like, are you fine, better now, or you know?
Yeah, I'm better now. I'm more focused. I'm more, you know, I have a clear state of mind. You know, it's not as noisy.
Yeah, that helps a lot, definitely.
Yeah. Water. I drink,
Drink more water. Shout out to Mick
Jenkins.
Jenkins. You already know. How do you feel about being self-contained, like, versus working with people? Because as I mentioned earlier, you know, you do write, you produce, you engineer. So do you like seek like features a lot and like working with other people, or do you enjoy like really being hands-on with your stuff and having that creative control over everything?
I like collaborating. I like, you know, everything's been kind of like in-house for me. You know, as far as like, I've always worked with Jay, I've always worked with A&T. You know what I'm saying? Like for a while, like I was looking for other producers, and I've gotten other beats. Like Vibe Up is from somebody I've never met. You know what I'm saying? So like I try to collaborate in that sense, but
because for example, like J. Cole, like everybody has a joke, like an album with no platinum album with no features and shit, but he's a very self-contained artist. Like he does all of the, he's very hands-on.
It's a very easy workflow. You know, when you know, like me, I mix while I make beats, and I'll write while I'm making them, and I'm doing like 3 things at once.
It's crazy.
But it gets kind of like overwhelming sometimes, because when I think about like, and I know like my dog A&T could vouch for this, like now the fact like that I mix and I, you know, I pretty much do everything. It gets overwhelming when I think about making another song. Like sometimes I'm like,
because you're like, shit, I have so much things to do for
yeah,
that
like
one song.
all right, I gotta make the beat, or I gotta be in the process. I've always been hands-on with every process, so like it's always like, oh, I gotta be in the beat making process, then I gotta record it and mix and master it and make sure that shit sounds fire. It's crazy. And but
it's a big workload. You know?
Yeah, especially when you're working on an album.
But you do it well. I mean, so far from what I've heard and shit. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Know?
No, I appreciate that. I mean, I feel like I do a good job, but I feel like I could always do better.
Always room for improvement. I appreciate that. Is there anything you're passionate about that you would like to change in the world? I saw your tweet earlier that you want more out of life than just money and music. So what is it that you want to change, or what are you passionate about? Because
sometimes I feel like I stick myself in this box, like it's just music, and that shit kind of sucks after a while. It gets boring. Like I've gotten bored of just like, yo, like why do I keep wanting to do this shit?
So have you thought about venturing out to other things?
Yeah, but it's not nothing like. I mean, I've always been into cars too. So like now I'm like, damn, I kind of want to get back into it, but that's just another bill I'm gonna have. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, let me secure this bag first, and then like I'll be out there
for sure.
You know,
that's
but
awesome.
like I just try to keep my mind not so much on music. You know, like whether it's watching sporting events or some shit.
Yeah, like just distract yourself.
Yeah,
so you're not always music 24/7.
Yeah.
I feel. Do you want to collaborate with people from Miami? Like, how do you feel about the Florida Miami scene and how it's kind of blowing up? For the most part, people are starting to recognize this.
I'm glad like there is blowing up, like, you know, because the more hype we get, the more opportunities come forth.
Yeah, and I feel people like slacked on us a little bit because, you know, a lot of Atlanta and Texas and places like that, but like Miami, we have a hub for a lot of different shit creativity wise. I think people are finally waking up to that.
Yeah, I feel like there's more collaboration now.
Yeah,
you know,
and
like I feel like people are working.
I think, you know, with things like this is why I want to do interviews like this, to give people like yourself shine, because I feel like that's the opportunity that people get to know you guys and recognize that there's actually real talent in here, not just some bullshit music that's playing.
Right.
So, and I think you've mentioned in one of your tracks that you've collaborated with Mayday. Is that true?
No. I said I when I get that payday, I'm gonna collab with Mayday. Shout out to Mayday.
That's awesome. Homies. But you know, putting it out in the universe, hopefully that'll happen for you guys.
Yeah.
I saw a playlist actually. It's kind of that you just put together on SoundCloud. It's kind of like slow jams. Is that something that you've ever thought about venturing in, like more R&B, like for the ladies type music? Because I feel like that's something you're missing.
Wait, I have a playlist on slow jams?
Well, I think maybe it was some beats that
it's
they were like on a slower tip. I think that's what it was.
That's actually a song, it's like the intro to one of my EPs that I dropped.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, facts.
Yeah? Okay, because I feel like that's something that I didn't get so much. Like maybe you mentioned love and things like that here and there, but I feel like the ladies can connect a little bit more.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Obviously, I just love hip hop, so I'm here. What about new music? Because I know that you're intending to drop a project. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm dropping a mixtape before like another album. It's gonna lead up to, it's the sequel to Tranquilo, but it's the prequel to
the album.
The album.
Got you. And I saw that you were shooting a music video like on Holla's roof and shit the other day, so I'm guessing that'll also be coming sometime soon.
Yeah. Vibe Up coming soon.
All right. Oh, it's for
directed
Vibe Up.
by Miscreant Productions, aka Holla Rocks.
Hey, that's what's up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be Spaceship 86 by Kairo Lavoe. I hope you guys like it. It's Melly Mel on the Session interview series.
Yeah, produced by Jay Lucas.
I don't feel like I was made for this planet. Oh no, I wasn't made for this planet. So I'ma go escape from this planet. Oh yo, I'ma escape from this planet. I got me a spaceship riding on doves, and I got the homies with me, and I got some drink in my cup, rolling up a blunt. I do this for my fam, dog. I do this shit for you too. But who got my back, dog? Look at what I've been through. See, I wasn't made for this planet. Oh no, I wasn't made for this planet. So I'ma go escape from this planet. Oh yo, I'ma escape from this planet.
I got better shit to do than entertain a petty nigga and a false ass claim. Cause I ain't like many niggas had dreams where Illuminati be the one I get up. Deep web shorty, that's a cyberpunk killer. I be tripping in the spaces while they living all complacent. Whipping in the spaceship, planetary kush blazing. As the stamp starts kicking in dimensions I'm slipping into. New phone, who this? I don't miss you. That's the way it works when you living for a purpose that nobody sees inside of you. That's breaking through the surface. Feeding off your chakra when they see your game proper. But go ahead and drop it when they see you got not a new ports, new bitches, new flows, new visions. Hop your bitch up like new coke, she sniffing. Then I dick her ass down, new stroke, she missing. 86 the bullshit, new code, we living, boy.
Alrighty, that was Kairo with his track Spaceship 86. I just want to thank you, for joining me on the session and trusting me, to have this conversation. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me.
Of course, and I hope that people learn something about you and, look forward to all the new stuff that you have dropping. Just to let you know, I was actually prepping for this interview earlier, just blasting your music and shit, and my brother came into my room and he's like, whoever that is pretty good. And I'm like, dope, I'm glad you said that because I'm interviewing him later.
Hey.
So I thought that was really dope. He's my older brother. He's kind of a little bit older than you. So I thought that was really interesting. And you have something good going for you, man. So I'm really proud of you and keep going, keep hustling. And congratulations on everything. And that's it. Thank you for coming to the session.
Let's get
One love, baby.
Shout out to everybody.
Miscreant Productions.
Miscreant Productions for shooting this.
Marcus McCoy, Films, Mimi, my manager. Mimi, One love. McCoy, I love you guys.
Jay, A&T, everybody, all the homies, man. And shout out to Miami. Shout out to you for tuning in.
And if you want to let them know where to find you, your Instagram, Twitter, anything like that.
SoundCloud, KAIRO3. Twitter, Kairo Lavoe with a 3 at the end.
Support, baby. Miami music.
Follow me. I tweet funny shit. I tweet like a college athlete.
Oh, shit.
The student athlete.
It's always your friends, man.
Come on, let's get this bread. Yeah. That's you right there.
You farted in front of a bank teller today, bro.
It's been amazing. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.